how can I say this? So there's a guy, he calls himself a pastor, a man of God. He has 10 wives. He's been lying to everybody. Put it up full mass. This individual posed as a pastor. He would specifically target black churches and black women. Orlando Coleman, this is according to the allegation, a man accused of serial bigamy in Houston, who posed as a pastor. Sometimes he would pose as a bishop. Gave himself a promotion. He would go to small black churches around the country. He has now been sentenced to 3 years in prison after it was found that he, in fact, had at least 10 wives whom he married for financial gain. Now, that's the part. It was a manipulation from day one. So Vanessa Goussen, an assistant district attorney in Harris County, Texas, who prosecuted the 51-year-old Orlando Coleman, told the New York Times that investigators believe his first marriage in 2001, and he traveled to states including Delaware, Texas, Kentucky, Nebraska, Pennsylvania, Iowa, North Carolina, Virginia, and others to find his victims after that, okay? Now, I'm going to give everyone a bit of information. Put up the picture full mass. Okay, you see the open face gold tooth? Those of you who are unaware of what this means, please understand the open face gold tooth sitting on the side and you're smiling on the side is the international I want to be a sugar daddy symbol. Now, this is the manipulation because he would create a fantasy world and then financially benefit himself over time, all right? Now, he would pay bills, etc., at times as well. In an interview with KPRC2, this was December 2021, one of the victims, who did not want to be identified, understandably so, said even though they never consummated their marriage, their relationship blossomed quickly. She said she got married within a month because she thought, quote, thought he was a real man of God, end quote. Quote, I just thought he was a real man of God. That's how he portrayed himself, she told KPRC2. The marriage, however, did not last. Quote, he always wanted me to buy him stuff, but I had bills, the woman said, noting that he also was not interested in sex with her. Quote, we slept in separate rooms, she explained. Goussen, this is the DA prosecuting, told the New York Times that after Coleman falsely introduced himself as a Protestant pastor or sometimes a bishop to the women he would then propose marriage to support his claim to be a member of the clergy. Once the woman accepted his proposal, he would move in while the woman would be stuck paying for his housing, food, and all other bills. Quote, that's the only thing he had to offer and to validate his word, the proposal to marriage. That was something big, the DA said. Getting proposed to was a big gesture for these women. And that corroborated his guys, that he's a godly person. Once again, all part of the manipulation. When Coleman left the women, some of them would file for divorce while others did not. The fake pastor scheme began falling apart in 2021 when he married 2 women 5 months apart. After he left a woman he married in Virginia, 2021, he married another one in Houston. According to the court documents, Coleman's wife in Houston discovered he was receiving money from the woman in Virginia and contacted the woman in Virginia. When she discovered they were both married to the same man, she contacted the Harris County Sheriff's Office, and they investigated and filed bigamy charges against Coleman. In July 2023, Coleman pleaded guilty to bigamy, which is a felony in Texas. He was sentenced to 3 years probation and the chance to have his record cleared at some point in the future. 2 months after that, however, he was back to his con. He married a woman in Kentucky while still married to the woman in Virginia. Prosecutors filed a motion to revoke Coleman's probation, and the judge agreed to impose a 3-year sentence on March 11th. An analysis of the Census Bureau data published last summer shows that Black Americans were least likely to have ever married by the time they are 40. Some 46% of Black 40-year-olds reported that they had never been married, compared to 27% of Hispanics, 20% of white Americans, 17% for Asians. All right. So there's this pattern, obviously, that this individual engaged in for a very long time. And if it had not been for Virginia and Houston, all right, the women in Virginia and Houston figured it out. There are some who have strong convictions about bigamy and marriage. That stuff, I could care less about that. I don't care what 2 consenting adults or 5 or 10 consenting adults do. It is his intent that is the highlight for me. He intended to engage in manipulation in order to financially benefit. But unfortunately, flexing ain't illegal. So his lies are not statutorily illegal. So they did get him on the bigamy because, well, it's not much more there. All of these things were done by agreement. All right, Sharon, thoughts here.
Well, he is a trash bucket. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you why. Those stats that you read make me very sad, and not just because I'm single, well under 40. I think he said 40% and women in their 40s, I'm about 33 or so. 32. But you got it, Doc. Birthday's coming up. Here's the thing. He preyed on these beautiful Black women who just wanted families and to do it the right way, the godly way. And that's why he's a trash bucket. He didn't prey on white women, and I wouldn't wish that on them. He said, my sisters, come here. The women in the image of his mother, come here and let me take you for what you got. Trash bucket.
Yep, 100%. And then he gets, convicted and does it again, right?
Yeah, and Doc, can I say this? Why would they give him an opportunity to clear his record? If ever there's a track record here, I don't know why you would do that, but okay, Texas.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, because basically, even though you're convicted of guy bigamy, you're really convicting him of fraud.
Yes.
But because it's not illegal to just lie to a human being and get agreement, well, they thought the fraud thing would have been flimsy. All right, so you're right. They should have never agreed to clear his record for something like that.